Do you have a shower faucet that's leaking? Are you unable to get a good sound sleep due to the drips that you keep hearing? Well, stay tuned on this episode of DIY Repairs, and I will show you how to change the PRICE PFISTER Cartridge that is located in your shower faucet to help you get a good sound sleep. Stay tuned. First thing you want to do before you do anything else is you want to put a rag or something down in the drain area so that if anything falls out, you won't lose it down in the drain. So next, you're going to pull the center cap off. Once you pull that cap off, it's going to expose a screw inside of here. So once you have the cap off, just take a Phillips head screwdriver and unscrew that center screw. Now that you have the center screw removed, you can see here is the PFISTER cartridge. Now you can't get this cartridge out right away. You have to remove a couple of bezels. You have this metal bezel here that holds the cartridge actually in place, and then you have this bezel right here that holds the faceplate in position for the PFISTER system. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and remove the center part with a pair of adjustable pliers or a pipe wrench. Now that you have the center part removed, you want to go ahead and remove this outer ring with the adjustable wrench. I have a big monster of a pipe wrench that I'm going to be using to remove this ring. Now that you have the outer ring removed, you have the faceplate here. Now the faceplate's been sitting on here since this house, well, as far as I know, since this house was built back in '93. So it may have some silicone around here. So what you would just use a flat end of a screwdriver or a putty knife or something to pry behind the faceplate to break the faceplate free from the wall where it's being held on by putty. So now that you have that pried away, you want to go ahead and remove the faceplate. Now the faceplate is removed, it has more of the system exposed. So now that we removed the faceplate, the next thing you want to do is locate your water main and shut off the water supply to your house before you remove the cartridge. If not, this could happen to you. So at this point, we want to go ahead and remove this cartridge. The way you do that, you take the handle that was originally on the shower head and you go ahead and you screw it back into position. Now once you have that screwed back into position, you're going to give that handle a pull and it's going to pull the cartridge out of its housing. Now it's a little bit pressurized, so some water may come out, not a lot of water, a little bit of residual water may come out, or you may hear a hiss of the pressure, back pressure coming from it. But you want to just go ahead and give this a pull. Now once you have that pulled out there, like I said, a little bit of residual water may come out. So after you pull the cartridge out, you want to go to your local hardware store, bring the cartridge with you so you can match it up to the right PRICE PFISTER cartridge. You don't want to get the wrong one. Make sure you bring it with you so you can match it up to the right one. So after removing the old cartridge, I noticed right off the bat what my issue was and why water kept leaking even though the faucet was off. As you can see right here, you got these gaskets at the end of the cartridge. And my gaskets are completely split apart. Like I said, this house was built back in '93. This cartridge has probably been in this house since then. So I believe this was what was contributing to water constantly leaking out of my faucet. The new cartridge that I got, the gaskets were sitting flush in the groove here. So leads me to believe that this was my issue. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the new cartridge and see how we do. So next what you want to do, you want to go ahead, you want to take your new Pfister system, or cartridge I should say, and go ahead and open that up. Now once you have it opened up, you want to go ahead and you want to put the cartridge into place. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, this cartridge has a tab that's pointed up. See if I can get that for you. There you go. And you can see that tab right there is pointed up. You want to make sure it goes into the slot that way with the tab pointed up. So you want to go ahead and push it into position. There you go. Simple as that. The cartridge is in its spot. So now that you have the cartridge back in its spot, you want to go ahead and you want to work in reverse. So now what you're going to do, you're going to take the faceplate and you're going to put it back in position. Now what you're going to do, you're going to take the outer bezel that we originally removed and you're going to put it back into its position. The outer bezel holds the faceplate in position. So I'm going to go ahead and screw that back into place and I'll be right back with you. Now that you have the outer bezel screwed into place, you want to go ahead and screw the center ring into place. Now this ring, like I said before, holds the cartridge in position to stop it from sliding out whenever you're turning on the water. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten this up and I'll be right back. Now that the center bezel is in place, you want to go ahead and line the post here, the top post right here, with there's a notch inside of the handle. You want to line those up and then go ahead and screw it back in. Screw it tight. So now that you've got the cap back in place, you just put the center post back in place. It also has a little notch on it. On this part, you can't really see it in the camera, but you want to make sure that notch is lined up. There we go. And there you have it. All put back together. So the last thing you want to do is go turn the water main back on and make sure you got it fixed. Now that we have everything in place, I went ahead and cleaned it up a little bit, cleaned all the old silicone and the hard water stains that was on it. Cleaned that off. Now what we're going to do is put some silicone around the faceplate and around the actual spigot to prevent water from getting in behind the walls and causing water damage. So this silicone says it takes about 30 minutes to cure. So what we're going to do, we're going to squeeze a bead around your faceplate. So there we have it. Just got done putting silicone around the faceplate, and I put it around the actual spigot as well to prevent water from dripping in behind the walls and causing other potential damage. There you have it. With those few easy steps of changing out the Pfister cartridge system for your shower faucet, you now can have some sound sleep and your house no longer has to deal with the drips. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of DIY Repairs. If you like what you saw and this helped you out, please comment, rate, and subscribe down below. And also, turn on those notifications, because every week or so I'm going to be posting something new that I may be doing, whether it be with my vehicle, with my house, or any other project that I may be working on. So keep checking back. Have a good one.